What are reasons that CPS can remove your child from your care? Well, one of the most obvious reasons is if there is severe physical abuse, severe neglect, severe sexual abuse, or any type of allegation that they feel warrants them for removal. Unfortunately, quite often, Department of Children and Family Services or Child Protective Services, they usually default to removal despite the allegation, despite the severity of the allegation. Whether it's less severe or high severe, they typically will make the decision to remove. But before removal, oftentimes the social worker must, the law makes it super clear, they must make reasonable efforts to prevent removal. A lot of social workers typically do not make these reasonable efforts to prevent removal, and it's quite frequently it's a copy and paste. Efforts, an example of efforts to prevent removal. For example, let's think of a domestic violence, and you have one aggressor and you have one that's a victim or non-aggressor. The social worker in that circumstance, if they believe that the situation can be resolved or remedied, they must make that effort. And in this situation, if one's an aggressor and it's clear, and the other one's a victim, it seems like one of the pathways that the social worker can take is to remove that aggressor from the home or to have the victim reside somewhere else with family to provide more protective capacity. This can be exercised through a safety plan. Family members that have a clear background that's willing to report any type of concern so the aggressor does not come into the victim's area. This is an example of reasonable efforts to prevent removal. The social worker making efforts to say, you know what, let's just try to keep the children in one of the parents' care. Let's see what the situation is. Can we prevent further harm if we keep the child in the care by removing the aggressor? Generally speaking, you can, but social workers oftentimes disregard this. If you or anyone you know is in a situation where there is reasonable efforts to prevent removal, you want to make sure you contact us at Child Law Firm. That is a potential litigated issue. And most lawyers sometimes disregard it and only focus on prima facie, meaning the four corners of what's mentioned in the report. That's only one of the legal requirements or elements to determine if removal should still stand. As Child Law Firm, we're here to help, guide you, and fight for you.